Welcome to Mentorat. Enjoy the journey. In this Oracle Certified Associate and Professional Java Standard Edition 8 Programmer course, you'll get the perfect training to help you master Java and pass the Oracle Java Online International Certification. Oracle Certified Associate, Oracle Certified Professional. Java is the most popular platform and programming language in the world, and it is perfect to build a simple console application, graphical user interface application, web application, website and all, mobile application, embedded system application, server application, enterprise application, and so on. Mentorat helps you to set a solid foundation in Java and pass the international certification. In this video, we'll create an airline reservation system to let you understand how the Java language can help you in your professional life. Together, we'll cover the basic. That is, we'll learn some essential Java class, we'll use the collection and the date API, we'll deploy and execute our airline application. At the end of this video, I will invite you to join Mentorat and enjoy the journey. To create a Java application, you need the Java development kit and the Java runtime environment. From the terminal, I'll show you the version of the Java development kit I'm using. This is the JDK, the Java compiler version 1.8. This is the Java runtime environment version 1.8 also. So we are using Java 8 in our video. Let's create a new folder called Mentorat. Let's see. Fine. We create the folder. Let's move to our folder. Inside this folder, we'll create another folder and we'll name it Oracle Certification Course. Okay, all that we need for our airline reservation system will be a passenger class, a flight class, a ticket class, and Oracle Java app class that will be the entry and the exit points of our application. Let's create the Oracle Java app with the extension .java. Okay, fine, we'll save our folder. Here, class Oracle Java app. Before moving to the next, let's see some basic thing with Java from here. This is an empty class, and let's try to compile our empty class. Oracle Java app with extension .java. I will give a permission so we can create the compiled version of this source file. What I mean, from here, the folder Mentorat, inside the Oracle Certification Course folder, you have the .java class with the extension .java. Here, after compilation, there is something that will be created called the bytecode with the extension .java. I give the permission so that we will have the rights or the permission to create a new file inside this folder. Let's go. Fine, we have our bytecode here, Oracle Java app with extension .class. So we see something. An empty class can compile in Java. Let's try to execute or run our empty class. Java Oracle Java app. Only the bytecode can run in Java. So let's see. Okay, we find an error. And what that error said, an empty class cannot run. A class that runs in Java is the class that contains the public static void main with the argument string add methods. So let's go back to our Oracle file and try right now to add our methods. Void static void main string add. Okay, then we save. We try to compile it again with the javac command. Fine. We try to execute with the Java command. Fine, it executes, but there is nothing inside, so this is an empty app. The rule comes like an empty application or an empty class can compile but not run. A Java class will run or execute only if it contains a public static void main method. So here, for all the programmer, is the tradition to make the first program to greet everybody. So let's go. System.out.println, just to print something on the screen. Hello world, welcome to Mentorat. Sure, enjoy the journey. I save, and then I try to compile. And I try to execute. Fine. Welcome. Hello world. Welcome to Mentorat. Enjoy the journey. So from here we have, as I said, this is the tradition for all the developer or the programmer to start the first application with hello world. So I welcome you to Mentorat. Enjoy the journey. Here I will try to make it better with my own custom, with my own tradition. So we'll go in the robot fashion. I will just go character by character and the computer will greet you. Let's go. First of all, I will remove all this here. I'll create a local variable, string, welcome or greeting. Let's say greeting. Okay, then I create a local variable greeting, and from here I'll just use a loop for, okay, don't try to understand too much about that, just Java help you with some way to do it in that way. Let's say extracted character. Fine, from greeting we'll extract each character. Greeting, yes, dot char to car array. And okay, I will not try to explain you everything from here, but let's go, just follow me. We'll come back to that later. Then I will use a class called threads, and I'll use the method sleep from the thread class, sleep, and I want to pause each half second. That means 0.5 seconds. So here the commenter to say pause for 0.5 seconds. Okay, fine. Then from here I'll just print each character that I get. Remove all this here and print the extracted character. Extracted. Okay, let's move fast. Okay, I save. So basically this must work, but this method is not safe. When I say the method is not safe, that means is error prone. How can I explain you that? Let's go and you'll see. I close this one. I will try to compile. Okay, unreported exception, interrupted exception. So Java, in that way, Java will tell you that you need to catch this exception because the code is error prone. So let's come back here and catch. So you have different way to do it. You can just try with the try block. Try, we call it exception, and in all this video is the only one place that I will explain. I will speak about exception. So the goal is not to go too deep in Java, but to let you know what Java and how it can help you. So fine, we cut this exception right now. Everything is safe, we can move. I clear this, or first I close this. I compile, okay, and I run. Hello, welcome. Hello world, welcome to Mentorat. Okay, that's not really what I wanted, so I will change a bit because of the print ln that you see like this. Welcome to Mentorat, enjoy the journey. So you see, character by character, something is printing on our screen and the computer is greeting you. Okay, I will remove the ln, so we'll have the message on one line. I save this, close. Let me clear, then compile, and execute. Okay, fine. On the same line, hello world, welcome to Mentorat, enjoy the journey. To tell you something about threads, thread is a powerful feature in Java. In graphical user interface programming such as Swing and Java FX, we term it concurrency, and it's helped to create user interface that never freeze. That's all I will tell you about threads for now. Let's go back to our. You see here, we mark our main function as public with the public keywords. If it's not so, the class will not run because the function signature is public static void main with the same arguments as an array of string. Okay, the public keyword here, the public keyword is known as an access specifier in Java. and make accessible all the elements it marks from everywhere by everyone. It can be a class, a function, or an attribute. What I mean by that is simple. You are a programmer and you'll create some classes, and this class will be one day used by your friend, your programmer friend, and your colleague, even people that you don't know all over the world if you are making a web service. That's fine for now. If you remember what we need for our application, from the beginning we say we need the Oracle Java app that will be the entry point and the exit point. That means everything that will start from here to here will run in our application. And we also create a passenger class. So let's see here, passenger class, passenger, class, flight class, and ticket class. Okay, you remember that we say everything that you mark with the public keyword will be accessible to the outside world. And here, passenger class, flight class, ticket class, Oracle Java app class, none of them is marked as public. That is not a random fact. There is a rule in Java that I want to show you. Point to remember, a file with the extension .java can hold declaration of many classes, but only one of them can be marked as public. And which one? It must be the one that contains the application function. That means the main function, and it must have also the same name as the file. So only this class must be marked as public. If I try to mark another class as public, let's see what will happen. We close, we try to compile. Fine. This is the error. Passenger class is public, should be declared in a file named passenger.java. So you can see here, if a class is public, it must have the same name as the file name. So we need to declare the passenger class in another file named passenger.java if we want to make it public, accessible to the outside world. So from here, so instead of having only one file, Oracle Java app.java that will contain all classes, we will not do that. We will separate each of them in their own file. So let's remove this. We will save. We create a new file, passenger.java. So I will put here, let's put in capitalize. Okay, I will explain you why later. Public. I save this too. I create another one. Let's say flight.java. I capitalize also public. I save. And the last ticket dot Java. Public, capital letter also, save. Okay. Then you can see from here we have the flight.java, Oracle Java app.java, passenger.java, and tickets.java. I want you to understand that in that way, each of our class is in one file. It will be easy for you to reuse this kind of class. All of them are public, and another developer or another programmer can use also your class as it is right now. Okay, there is another fact I want to show you also, why I put the first letter in capital letter of each of our class. There is a convention in Java, and this is the convention here in Java. We call it the naming convention. A class name, the first letter should be capital letter, like passenger rate, capital P. And for an attribute or variable name, you should put it in lowercase. The first letter should be in lowercase, but if it's made of many words, the subsequent word will be uppercase. Like here, you will see date of birth, D, lowercase, and it has to be a noun. For a method or function, it has to be a verb. It should be a verb. Okay, you can put whatever you want. It will not be an error. But for every programmer to know what you are doing, when they see P uppercase before something, they know that it is a class. When they see a noun with many words, subsequent words started with capital letter, they know that it's a variable name or an attribute. And for a method, when they see something like print tickets or do this or get this or make this, they know also that it is a method. So this is just the convention. Convention, even if you don't follow this rule, there is no error, just for everybody to understand each other. Before we start coding or build each of our class, I want you to understand what is coding, and I will take a simple example for that. Let's think about that. I tell my friend that I will be in the front of a door very soon, and I inform her by giving 4 missed calls when I will be there. Here you understand that there is a communication, there is a language between someone and me. And I just give the instruction that I'll give you 4 missed calls. And she will understand that information, that when I give her 4 missed calls, that means I'm in the front of her door. In the same way, coding is just funny as is it. But here in coding is not 2 people who are talking, is the programmer and the computer who are communicating right now. So I wrote something and the machine will understand it. All right. We have to tell the computer to not come in front of the door, but to create a class. So let's go. Let's edit our passenger class. Okay, for a passenger class, what we will need, let's say, okay, passenger attributes in the real world can be his first name, his last name, and his date of birth. Okay, you need to know that Java is the strongly typed language. That means for every data you want to represent in data, there is a type, and Java offers you a very wide range of type that you can use. So here for our first name, we'll use the convention, sure, but for our first name, you'll use a string of character, naming convention. Okay, so a string class, data as a data type. To store or represent or carry or alt to alt the name of the first name of our passenger. The first name of the passenger, okay. Fine. The same for last name. A string class also as data type, okay, to all the last name of a passenger, okay. And here a date class to hold the dates of birth. So date class, okay, let's go date class as data type to hold the date of birth of passenger. Okay, you can see here all these are called comments, and they just serve as a reference to programmer, and another programmer, when they will come, they know what the programmer was doing at that time. So it just helps to read easily the program or the code source. So here is fine, but a perfect passenger class will have something like ID if we need one day to save all our passenger in a database. So we will put here long, let's use this primitive data type, long ID. Okay, you see that all the keywords and the primitive data type are in lowercase. So in Java, keywords is a reserved word that serves to only one purpose. Meaning of a keyword cannot change. Class keyword is used to declare a class public, to make accessible all elements that in my class, method, variable name or attributes, to make them accessible to the outside. Long keywords serve to declare an integer variable, but the range will be a bit wide than int or short. But let's move. Passenger, like an object as an attribute. It can also make something like a passenger can pay a ticket, sit in the plane, and do so many things. But here I will not go with that kind of function. I will make things simple. We'll define some kind of method where I will let you understand what is encapsulation. So let's think about an egg. Okay, so the yellow part will be the method and the white part will be an attribute. But this is just an abstraction of egg. A real egg is like this. There is a shell, the membrane, there is the album, the white egg, there is the yolk, there is the chalaza, and the air chamber. This is what consists of an egg. But you always see an egg like this. This is just an abstraction of the eggs. So this shell will hide all that is inside. That is the first thing you have to understand about encapsulation. Encapsulation means hides all the information from the outside world first. And the second, think about your mobile phone and the way that they give you the interface, the touch screen to enter in one application. You don't see the hardware. You don't go inside to see all the secrets, but they give you the interface like button to switch on and switch off. That is the second thing. So we hide first and we give an interface to people to access. So like a car here, you don't need to know how when you turn the key, how it works there. You just drive the car. You have all the interface that help you drive the car and you just use that. Okay, encapsulation for now will mean Hide important thing as attribute with private access specifier, and then give a way to access them. Give a way to access them through method or function marked as public. We'll make our private attribute private, accessible through simple method called accessor, getter, and mutator setter. Fine, let's go. Okay, then for that we need to put this private or attribute private also from here, private from here, private. Okay, an element in Java or in object-oriented programming marked as private means it's not accessible to the outside world. It's protected only within the class, and only within the class you can access that. So we will use this method, the accessor public get. So we need to get the first name, so get first name with the convention. So we'll return the first name here, return first name. Okay, so this is an accessor to first name, and we'll make the mutator just to modify or to set. So mutator of first name, let's say public void set first name. Okay, we'll give a first name to change the first name within our class. So let's give a parameter first name with like this, and I will explain you. So here, let's take this first name, our attribute, and we'll assign it the value of the parameter that the client will pass at runtime or the execution of the program. The raise something here, the local variable of a function will hide the attributes. So here, this variable is same as this variable and this variable. All are same. So how to differentiate our attributes from our local variable? Java give you a mechanism to do it. Since it is the class passenger, we'll use the keyword this to say this first name belong to this, and that one is just that. So the this keyword, let's go, I'll show you the rule. Okay, so the principle called shadowing in Java, a method variable such as parameter or local variable hides a class attribute, and this keyword is used to avoid shadowing and should be used only on the declaring class attributes and methods that are not static. For static attributes or methods, you can use the class name like passenger directly with the name of the attribute instead of this with the name of attribute. So we come back to here. Fine, we'll do the same for our last name, public string get last name. So we return last name. And we'll do with the mutator public void set last name. Okay, we pass a name to set our last name or to modify or to change. So this parameter, when passing to this method, will change this attribute last name. Okay, we assign This is the assignment operator. The assignment operator. Okay. And the last public get date. Let's say get date of birth. So we return date of birth, and we will set public void set date of birth. Let's say here date, and we pass date of birth as an attribute, as an argument, and here we'll also set this dot date of birth equal date of birth. Okay, and I can make also with the ID the same. So okay, simply I can copy like this and come find. So here get long. So long is that the data type, get ID, and return ID and set ID. I pass here long ID. So this ID will be assigned to the ID of the passenger. Okay, great. So you have here a good encapsulation, all the attributes as marked as private, and we give some methods to access them. So only to get this data or to modify this data, you'll need the getter and setter that we call accessor and mutator. Fine, the passenger class is ready to be used, but before that, I want to show you something that Java implicitly make for us. What I mean by implicit, go to the rule. The term implicit is used when the language compiler does things for the programmer, and the term explicit when the programmer needs to instruct the language compiler to do some stuff. Let's come back. So here, this is the thing that Java compiler will add at compile time for you, the import. You saw that we use all this long class, all these keywords. We use all these keywords that is already in the language. To the compiler put this java.lang and everything that is inside, I mean string, and everything that is inside the Java long package. So we'll put star to say all. So this the Java long package, java.long package, add it implicitly. Also there is the extend object that is also added implicitly. The object class is the superclass of every Java class. I mean every Java class or each Java class in the language will inherit directly. There is an inheritance. They will inherit from object class. So this is added also. And the third thing is the default constructor. So public constructor is like a method, but it doesn't have a return type, and it share the same name as the class name. So this is added implicitly. The constructor, default constructor, and the extend.object are added implicitly. So what I mean by constructor are invoked to create objects from the class blueprint. Constructor declaration look like method declaration, except that they use the name of a class and have no return type. Come back. So this is fine then. But before even trying to compile, you see that here we use dates. Dates data type or date class is not inside the Java lang. So you have another package called Java util. So I will import the date class from Java util date. So right now everything is fine. We save our class, and you remember the rule. You remember the rule, clear. A class without a main method can compile but not run. So let's try sudo javac passenger dot java. Okay, the Java compiler can give you every kind of error that you will do. So here they say get ID, we didn't close the parentheses well, so we open our passenger class and the get ID. Okay, here you see they say line 21. So line 21, here you can see down here line 21. Okay, then let us close it. Fine, we save and we compile. Okay, great. You'll see here that a passenger.java class has been created. So this is the byte code that represents this, and this byte code you can give to any programmer you want in the world, they will use. Also, you can give them the source code, but then they can do some modification. We did a good encapsulation, so this is required for them to do anything that they want. Let's go. We have to do for the flight class and the ticket class. Okay, then we open back our passenger class. Here let's try to see if I remove this one, that means I put in comments. So it means if I remove this, what will happen? If I try to, I save first and I try to compile. An error. Fine. The date. So cannot find the symbol date. Date class. Date class is not the class that we create by our own. Date class is within the package Java util. That's why I tell you that when you make your class, you need to put them as public so that anybody who want to use them can import them from the package where you declare them. Fine. So here there will not be any problem. When I put the import, I can compile. We will not have this error. Fine. It's compiled well. Okay. We come back. There is something that I want to add first. Before moving to flight class, our passenger will need to have a gender, male or female. So I can put this kind. I will not create a class. There is something in Java that we call enum. I will put it in his same folder. Also, I can put him here, but you follow the good rule to put it in his own folder. Here outside the class, so enum, and I'll call it gender. And gender will have two value, male and female. Okay, fine. So we have here our gender. I cannot put it public because if I want to put it public, I need to remove it from here and put it in the file name gender, and I will save it with the extension .java. We'll go quickly. We'll come here so we can declare a gender private. Gender is not a class, it's an enum. So let's say gender, fine. And the same, we will create an accessor and mutator. So I copy to show you the rule, how it's very easy to make it. So here, just the data type is gender, and is gender also the name of the attribute gender. So I return gender, and here I set gender, the name of the attribute with the convention. So I pass gender, I pass like this, the same here, I pass it here. Fine. So this one will belong to the passenger, and this one will be the parameter. Fine. So we have our class well done. I will save and we will try to compile. But before, look here, we have just the passenger class. When I will compile inside the passenger class, right now I create a new enum, and I tell you that the enum must be saved with gender.java. I don't put it public. If a file contains many declarations of class or enum or interface, even if they are not public, when you compile the class within it, they have been declared. The subsequent class will be created. So look here what I mean. When I will compile my passenger class, it will create an enum also. Okay, female. Let's see what's happening inside. Oh, sorry. I removed this. Save. Close. Let's compile. Okay, then it creates a gender.class and a passenger.class. We don't have a gender.java. If we have a gender.java, that means we need to compile the passenger class separately and the gender class separately. You can see an advantage there, but the only one disadvantage is that this gender will not be used by another programmer outside this package that declares the passenger class. If you want to make gender accessible to everybody all over the world, you need to declare it in his own gender.java class. Let's move with flight. So sudo gedit flight.java. So we'll edit our flight tickets. Fine. So here what we'll need, let's say we'll need, a boarding time, let's say arrival time, let's say the departure city. As an attribute, let's say the destination. Okay, what else we can add? Destination. What else we can add? Boarding, arrival, departure, destination. Okay, the company name, and the dates, the flight dates. Okay, the flight dates will separate like this. So let's go. Okay, let's see. The flight date will be just a date. Okay, so we go like this. We go with the local date, so we'll say local date, flight date. So local date time, local date class as data type to old. Okay, as data type to old the flight date value. Okay, fine. Then we'll have the boarding time. The boarding time will be just a simple time. So let's say local time. Okay, local date and for boarding Local date and local time are inside this package. Import java dot time. So you have local date and the same also you import for local time. Instead of doing that, you can just put only one line and put everything that is inside. But since we are studying to show you, I'll just use each of them to see which is coming from where. Okay, the boarding time to hold. So, okay, time. The boarding time value, then the arrival will be let's say a zone date time arrival. So a zone date time class as data type to hold the time, the date and time value with a zone. It can be GMT, it can be anything that you know about zone time with a zone time. But here is without a zone time. That is the difference, without a zone time. And here the local time is just the time, not the date. But here I take the date and the time in the zone time. That means right now in India it can be maybe 10 a.m. and you are going to Ivory Coast. And right now in Ivory Coast is around, let's say, around 4 o'clock. In Ivory Coast is around 4 o'clock. So you'll see that the GMT time, as in their zone, they have another time. So we will take this one and we will import inside the same package zone date time. Fine. Then we will declare the variable that will store the company name. I will make it as public since I want all the flight class or the flight object to share the same name. So I will make it static company name, and I will give the name as static string. Let me give the data type of string. Let's say Mentorat airline. Mentorat airline, the company name. Okay, and the departure and the destination will be also of type string. You already see the type string in passenger class, so we'll go quickly. String departure, okay, and string destination. A good rule of encapsulation asks to make all of them private. So we make it private. This same goes here too. And here. Fine. So the implicit data that the compiler will add, if you add or if you don't add, no problem, but the compiler will add for you, and I just want to show you Java lang and everything that is inside. Extend object for inheritance and the default constructor public flight. Then okay, these are the three implicit code that the compiler add for you. Then we will create a getter and setter. So for public for static data, the getter will be static. So we have public static string get company name. So we return company name, fine. And for the setter also same, public static is a string, so void set company name will pass string company name. And instead of using this, you remember the rule that I gave you, instead of using this, we need to use the name of the class. So company name equal company name. So because this attribute is static, that means all the objects that you will create through the blueprint flight will share the same data. And if you change for one object, it will be changed for all the objects. Think about the roads. The road is like the static variable for any vehicle. If the road is damaged, all the vehicle will face the same problem. But think about a non-static attribute like your wheel. If your wheel get damaged, that doesn't mean that my car wheels also is damaged. So you share your own value for your wheel, for the color of your car, but for the static variable, all of us share the same. And if one car block the road is blocked for everyone. So here is the meaning of static as I can explain you. And let's make for departure. You already know the rule, the way to do. So departure, I will just change here. So with the uppercase departure here, fine. I remove the static. Since it's not static, also I remove. And I change here departure. And I change here also departure. I change here and here. Fine. I cannot leave it like this since this is not a static attribute. I need to use not the class name but this keyword. Fine. Then we'll do the same for destination. Destination, get departure, get destination. So I copy destination. I replace destination also here. I replace destination here. I replace from here too. And fine. Okay. Then for local dates, okay, for the flight dates, let's say public flight local date get flight date. Then we return flight dates. Okay, fine. Same for the setter, public void set flight date. So we'll pass the flight date as a parameter quickly. Local flight date as a parameter. So parameter is just data type and variable name. Fine. Okay. Then here this flight date equal the parameter flight date, and to differentiate I need to put this Fine. So this. So I will do for all the remaining. Okay, then this is local time for boarding. So I change just by boarding. Okay, then boarding. Okay, then set boarding, local time. So for arrival, we'll have public, zone, date, time, get arrival. We'll return arrival. Return arrival. And okay, for the setter, the arrival time, we cannot set the arrival time. We'll try to make some logic. So let's say mutator can carry some logic. Let's say like this, that mutator or getter or accessor mutator can carry some logic. So here, what will be the logic here? We'll try to calculate the arrival time based on the time zone and the flight duration. So let's say set public void set arrival. So we say the time, the flight duration, let's say long in hour, long journey duration, and the zone will be a string because Java lets you to make it like this. So zone ID will be of type string. Okay, there is a class in the package. Java dot time name zone ID. So we'll use it, zone ID. So let's say the zone equal, okay, zone ID dot zone ID of time zone, okay, string zone ID here. Okay, let's change to don't make any confusion. Let's say time zone. So zone ID of time zone. You will see that most of the methods of the class inside java.time, you'll use of the function of most of the time. Okay, let's move. We'll come back to that later. Then we'll create a local date time. Yeah, a local date time. A local date time will take the time of the place where people will be boarding. So let's say here local date time as a variable, and let's say this local date time of the boarding date and the flight date. The boarding time, sorry, of the hour will be the boarding time, and so let's say this dot flight date. So the date when the people are trying to move, and the hour will be this, the time of boarding. Okay, I think I make it a bit clearer. So first of all, we create a local date time with the date of the flight and the time of boarding. Then we'll create another local time, local date time, that will carry the arrival date and time. Fine. So arrival date, and okay, let's apply the convention date and time equal the local date time off. So here, why using off? Instead, we say the arrival time will be the boarding time in that date plus the hour of the journey. So Java lets you make something like this plus hours. So we can say this now, this arrival equal to the zone date time of first the arrival date and time, and the zone. Okay, so it will give us the perfect thing. So we set it like this. Fine. The setter is fine. So here we pass two parameters to our set arrival. We pass the journey duration and we pass the time zone. First of all, we declare a class, an object with the data type as zone ID that will create a new time zone as a string. So you can put US, America, and New York. You have a list. You can go here. Let's see from here. Wow. Okay, it will take some time, but you can just go on the Java documentation. That's what I want to show you. You can go on the Java documentation from Oracle website and you'll see Oracle Education. You'll see that there is a list of zone time. And the list of zone time, let me cancel this. The zone time can be something like Ivory Coast, the country first, Ivory Coast, and the place Abidjan, or America first and the place New York or Manhattan or anything that you want. So fine. Okay, then we set a local date and time that will take as a parameter, will be created with the flight date and the boarding time. So we have this date, then we add the journey duration on it, and on the same zone we assign it to the arrival time. Fine. So the flight ticket is ready. But before moving, I will explain you a bit about inheritance. You see here, extend objects. In the object class, you have so many things. You have so many methods in the object class that the fly and any Java class will inherit at the same time. So I will show you this class. So in the object class, you have the equal to compare. So give a generic way to compare two objects. You have the get class. Give us more information about object. You have as hash code, that is a hash value that is used to search an object in the collection. You have the notify, used in thread synchronization. You have notify all, used also in the same context. You have to string, can be used to convert an object to string or to print an object to a string. You have the weights in the thread. You have the clone and the finalize. Okay, so all these methods are generated by flight from the object class. So we have our flight ticket ready to be used. One of the thing here is that we can just add the toString method. So we'll inherit it public void string to string to string method. So here it returns a string and it doesn't take anything as a parameter. So from here, okay, and inside you can put the code that you want, like return What do you want to return? If you want to return maybe the company name, can just say company name, can put this variable, so you'll say get this, no, not this, since it is a static variable, you say. But if you use this, it will work. But to make the difference, you just use like. But that doesn't work if you use the name of the class on a non-static variable. So get company name. Okay. Then you add another one, let's say boarding time, or let's say flight date. Then you'll say this get flight date. Okay, and everything that you want to add, you can just add at the end. So this will be all that we want to print from now, from A to string. Okay, so this will be returned when you print a flight. Let's move right now. Let's try to compile it. See. Oh, before compile it, something here. Zoned, and here too, zones, and the zone ID and the zone time all is inside here. I didn't put like here local and everything, so let me remove here zones. Okay, fine, zone, and we change also here, fine, then we move again. Okay, zones, fine. Okay, before compiling, we'll check if everything we make it well. Okay, even in the comments, even if it's not doing anything, we'll change also for you to see. Right, so we'll try to compile. Okay, this flight date, oh, I forgot to put the T, so let's come back. Flight date, okay, I forget the T here. Let's see. Okay, well, and here, and we can see the flight.java. Okay, clear. Let's move a bit. We'll see which file will be created. Local datetime. Okay, this the convention in all the Java class in the package, the Java community create them with the convention, so the naming convention, so I have to respect that, otherwise it's not the same name. Java is case sensitive. So local datetime, where is it? Local datetime, I think in sets. Yeah, fine. Okay, I change it also. Save. Then I close. Let's compile and see. Local datetime like here must be also the same here, but they say variable might not have been initialized of. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's come back. Local datetime, let's say L uppercase. Okay, since this is a static method, so I use the name of local datetime to access it. So fine, from here we'll move, clear, and we compile. Everything is right. So it creates the flight.class that is there. But let's come back to our flight, and we'll try to add a seat class. When I say seat class, I mean economic or business, private, seat class. Let's say seat class. Okay. This can be economic, the value, economic or business. Remember with the enum. So we'll not put the enum inside the same file, but we'll put outside. But let's see, if we try to compile this again, it will give us an error. We'll not create an enum because the enum is not yet declared. So it will give us an error. Okay, this symbol cannot be found. If we put this symbol inside the same file, we cannot mark it as public. So we'll write like this: sudo gedit, let's say seat class dot java, and here we'll create public enum seat class, and inside we'll put economic and then business. Okay, then we close it, save, so everybody can use that. So we'll try to recompile. By compiling only the flight class, the enum will be added here since we have used it in the flight. So before compiling this completely, you will compile also the enum, the seat class.java. So you will see also a Java class added there. Here, seat class.java. Okay, that's all that I can say from here. It's just a demo and introduction to invite you for our Mentorat Oracle Certified International course, so I will not get too much in deep. Just an overview of everything to let you know how it works. Okay, fine. Then we'll move to our ticket class. So let's edit Java. Sudo gedit ticket.java. Okay, so for a ticket, what we will need for a ticket, we need also to declare. Okay, I will just put all the implicit data that the compiler adds. So java.lang.all. Okay, then stands for inheritance object. Okay, and the default constructor public ticket. Okay, fine. So when you create an empty class, this is all that the compiler puts for you implicitly. Okay, what will be the attributes and the method of our ticket class? So here we can say the passenger detail will be on the ticket. So the passenger detail that is represented with the passenger class, the passenger detail, we'll say like this. Then the flight detail, and then the seat number. Okay, I think so we can move our seat class from the flight to bring it in the ticket. So I will do it, seat class, economic or business, and then if the ticket is conform or not, we'll see also conform. So we can declare like is conform, like a variable to see true or false. So then let's start. The passenger detail will be of type passenger. So passenger detail will be of type passenger. I will just use the good method of encapsulation. Then, so you can see here the class that we create. The class that we create is used here. So we'll use also private flight for the flight detail. Flight, let's change this one, F the variable name. You have to follow the naming convention. So from here, flight detail. Then the seat number will be a string. So let's say private string seat. Okay, like this, seat number. And private seat class, like an enum that we create, we'll just remove it from the flight and use it here without declaring any more here. That is the advantage. We don't need to bring the declaration of the seat class enum. Since it's declared in its own file, we can use everywhere you want, and it's public also. So seat class, and here private is confirmed as Boolean. The data type that represents a Boolean in Java programming is Boolean, and Boolean value can be true or false, nothing else. Is confirmed. Okay, then we will just use the interface to give access to this attribute. So we have passenger get passenger detail, get passenger detail, then we return the passenger, and we have set void set, so is again passenger. Okay, then this passenger detail. Okay, since I copy it here. Okay, same for flight detail. So it will be here flight. Let's change it quickly. Then flight detail, flight, just the name of the variable. So here too, flight, so we change completely here too. Okay, then for the seat number, let's make the change quickly. So for seat number is string seat number, so we can start from here and then copy the seat number. Okay, and okay, and okay, and we return the string here and seat number here. Follow the naming convention. Okay, then is confirm. Okay, seat class as an enum, the return type of our getter. So we'll have your seat class and then seat class here. Okay, let's try to make a small change here too. Okay, and the last will be is confirm. So it returns a Boolean, and we can use directly is, so get is confirm or you use directly is conform as a method, and here set, let me see, okay, set is conform. Okay, then we pass a boolean is conform, same here. Okay, so we have our ticket class ready. From here, the getter and the setter, everything public and private. So we have a good encapsulation from here. We don't need to import the seat class because it's inside the same package. We have not yet studied about package, but it's inside the same package, so I don't need to import. But if you go outside the package where tickets and all this class has been declared, you need to import it to use it. Okay, fine. Then let's go here. We will delete. Okay, we'll remove it from our flight class. We'll remove this one from our flight class. Then we save. Okay, and let me close. We try to remove our seat class Let's try to force, let's say seat class dot java, dot class, permission deny, let's use sudo. Okay, then it's remove. Let's go in our ticket class, ticket. Okay, then it's here. That means when we'll compile everything on one time. So okay, we close, and we try to compile our ticket. Sudo java c ticket dot java. If there is any error, you let us know. Seat class, return seat class. Seat class cannot be converted to boolean. Okay, let's open our ticket class. I think we forget to change something from here. Oh, is conform, return is conform. Okay, then close. We clear. Okay. Yeah, it creates a new file, ticket.class. Okay. I want to let you understand something that we call interface in Java. So let's come back in editing this ticket class. Let's create the interface first. So sudo g edit, let's say printable.java. This is the name of our interface. Interface, enum, and all this, you can use the same thing. So interface, here also there is implicit data that is added. Interface, let's say printable, and interface can take only method prototype or method declaration. Method declaration is a method without a body. So let's say public void print ticket. Okay, print ticket. So in this interface, even if I remove this one, it will be implicit. It also is implicit. So like this is an interface. So let's come back, we save it, we open our ticket, and we'll make ticket implement So to implement, we implement an interface and we extend an class or an object class. Fine. Implement printable. There is a rule in Java. When you implement an interface, you need to give a body to the method that it contains. So let's try to compile the ticket class. You'll see what I mean. Gedit ticket error. Okay, ticket is not abstract class and does not override abstract method print ticket in printable. Fine. So unless ticket is an abstract class means the class declaration is followed by the abstract keyword and you cannot create an object for abstract class. It's like I speak about a figure. What is a figure? A figure can be a square, a figure can be a rectangle. Unless that you define or you declare a square or rectangle, you cannot create an object that you call figure. It's just an abstraction. So here we need to define the methods inside the ticket class. So let's say printable. So you have something like this, override, to say that you import. This is called annotation, override, to say you inherit it from somewhere, but we will not put it here. Let's go public print ticket, as in the interface will be like this. Okay, let's make a small design here, something beautiful. Let's say, okay, when you start everything, it will be like this. Out to print something on the screen. You see, when we were doing our hello world, to print something in the screen, you can use println from the Java link. So here I will just put, okay, remove this. I just put that to delimitate our ticket. Also from down, system.out.println. Okay, and from here I will stop to record and I will finish it to explain you how really I want to print the ticket, but the data will just be the same, just to make something beautiful. So at the end, right now, everything will look like this. Everything will look like this. So from here, you have to print the company name, and Java lets you. So we have here flight. Since company name is static, I can use the flight class to access this method. So when I get it, it will be in lowercase, but I want it to be in uppercase. So I use the string method to uppercase to do it. The same way with passenger, this passenger detail. This passenger detail is here. This passenger, this flight detail, this seat, this get passenger detail, this get flight detail. So all this method I use here. So to print the class, and this is called formatting or tabulation. This will make 5 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 30 space from the border of the display, and this go to the new line, just that. And here also you have the flight dates. Here too you have the ticket is confirmed. You get, okay, I think is get is confirmed. Get is, okay, fine, is confirmed. So you have is confirmed here. You'll get everything. So I save this one. Let's try to compile to see if there is no any error. Okay, this is confirmed. The method is confirmed is not fine. Let's come back here. is conform. Okay, C. Fine. Okay, let's close it and C. Clear. 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 Okay, I close and I open again the terminal. So cd Mentorat, fine. Cd Oracle Java, fine. So okay, we'll edit our ticket. Okay, then is conform here. And is conform also. We save it. We try to compile. Let's remove this. Okay, then it's compiled. Fine. Okay, so we have all this class created here: Java, tickets, flight.java, app.java, passenger.java, printable.java, seat class.java, and ticket.java. Okay, this is fine. If you remember, in the beginning of the creation of this application, we say that the java.app will be the entry point and the exit point. So we'll come back to our Java file. But before that, I want you to tell you why I say this is the entry point and the exit point. All this has been created and everybody can use them in their own application. I can pack all this in a jar file and give to you. You need to declare a main method in one class and run that perfectly. So from here, let me give you a definition of a class and object. A class is just a model, a blueprint. In French, I will say croquis, to represent something or an object. Objects may have some attributes. That can be its color, its style, its height, and everything that you see. And an object will have a method, like if we think about a pencil, write with, draw with, erase with, and all this stuff. So let's come to oracle.java and we'll edit this. Sudo gedit oracle java app.java. Okay, then we'll remove all from here, and we'll remove all from here. Fine. So we need to create first a passenger class, a passenger object, a passenger object. So passenger. We create object in Java with the new keywords. The new keywords allocate memories for your objects. And just following with the constructor. The constructor constructs the object. So the syntax will be passenger. We will declare an object of type passenger. We'll call it passenger 1. Okay. Equal new, and the passenger constructor is like this. Fine. Then we need to use our object. The object, we need to set object 1. We want to set the first name. Set first name. You create this method to change the value of the first name. So here I can put Yannick Stephen. Yannick Stephen, and the last name, let's say passenger 1 dot set last name, and we'll say here Niamien Ewi. Okay, to make it short, let me put just Ewi. Okay, fine. Then we can set the date of the gender. Let's set the gender passenger 1 dot set gender. Okay, we'll access the gender like this, gender dot, let's say male. Okay, and at last we need to assign the date of birth. For the date of birth, let's just say string DOB equal, let's say 18 24 1804 and 1, like this. Okay, let's give like this, and we'll create a date format. Date format equal new simple date format. There is something that we call polymorphism here. Simple date formats can be a date format and can be also a simple date format, but date format is not always a simple date format. So this is called polymorphism, when an object can have more than one data type. That means its own data type and its superclass data type. Okay, we'll move with the constructor, let's say dd for date, then month, then year. Fine. Okay, so the date object right now will be our date of birth equal the date format that we just create, the format that we just create, dot will pass the DOB, that is string here, so we pass the DOB. Fine. Then we have our date of birth, so we can assign it to our passenger. So 1 dot set date of birth with this date of birth. Okay, simple date format and date formats are inside the package java.text. So simple date format and date format are inside this package. So from now, well, okay, we have our passenger class. So if I try to do something like system dot out dot println, and I say passenger 1 to string, I never declare to string, I never define the to string method, but we say that the passenger inherit to string from the object. So I will try to run this one. Clear. So sudo java c passing oracle java app.java. Date, okay, we forget also to give the import java.util.date. Fine. Okay, then we close, we compile. Okay, they say and reported exception pass must be catch. So you already see that in the Hello World application, so that is not a problem. You just need to put that here. Okay, we can just put the try. Otherwise, which exception is this one? Is pass exception. So I will not put it there. I will just use it here with another mechanism. Throw pass exception. Pass exception. Fine. So from here, yeah, pass exception. Okay. Then we close. Okay, throws cannot find the symbol. Pass exception. So the pass exception is in which package. So we need also to put that to our class. So here we open here. So we need to put also the import java.test.pass exception. Fine. Okay. We compile. Fine, no problem. So we'll try right now to run our application. Java, Oracle, Java app. So the toString of the passenger gives something that we call the name of the class and the hash code of the class. So it's like this when you don't override. Overriding means when you don't change the definition or the body of a method that you inherit from a superclass. Okay, let's continue with to edit our Oracle Java app. So I will remove this from here. Then we finish with the passenger class. Okay, let's see with flight object, sorry, passenger object, flight object. Do not create confusion. The flight object also will be created with a new keyword, so we'll have flight the name of the class data type and flight 1 also equal new flight, the constructor here, and we'll try to set right now the thing. So let's say flight 1 dot set departure, set departure, let's say India. Okay, it's the string type, so India, Bangalore, or Bengaluru if you want, Bangalore. Okay, fine, and we'll set the destination, flight 1 dot set destination. So we'll say Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, Abidjan, and then we'll move to the flight date, flight 1 dot set flight date. Okay, flight date, if you remember, flight date is of the type local date. So we need to create first a local date. So let's create local date. Let's say flight date equal, we'll use again this as local date and the static method of. So we'll give here of, let's say, then from the month class in the java.time, you can use the September static variable, and then the day, let's say 20 September 2017. Okay, fine. Then we can assign it here, flight date. Okay, so we need also to set the boarding time. So the boarding time is of type, let's say okay, local time. So instead of creating a local time and assigning it, what we'll do, we'll just go like this, flight 1 dot set boarding, and we'll just use local time dot off. So let's say 09 44 45 20 seconds. Okay, so this will be the type. This is the time, the hour, minutes and seconds. So I use it directly instead of creating a local time variable or object and assigning it later and pass it here. I did the assignment and I passed the reference directly to the set boarding. So after boarding we have, let's set the arrival time. Okay, flight 1 dot set arrival. So the arrival, we say we need the journey duration. We need the journey duration. So let's say how long it can be. Let's say 26 hours. Okay, just a time like this. And let's give a time zone. Let's say Africa, Abidjan. So after 1 day and 2 hours, we reach in Ivory Coast. So we leave here from 20 at 9, and after 1 day, we reach Ivory Coast in the time of Ivory Coast. So you'll see when we'll print everything. Then let's create our ticket class, our ticket object, ticket object. So the same ticket, my ticket, if I can say so, equal new ticket with the constructor. So let's say my ticket dot set passenger detail. Okay, then we'll put passenger 1. My ticket set flight detail. Flight 1. Then set my ticket. Then set seat number. Let's say it's a string 28A. Then my ticket set seat class. Let's say business, so we can use like this, seat class dot business. Okay, what else is confirmed? Okay, my ticket is set from. So we say set is confirm. So let's say true, a Boolean data directly. So here, okay, so we have all this information about the ticket. I think this is ready. Let's compile and see if there is any error before moving to the next. Clear. Compile this one. Okay, then number too large. Okay, let's remove that 0. Let's remove that 0. Okay. Fine. Then we compile. Okay, local dates. Fine. We didn't add all these sets seat class. Okay, let's go back and we'll put the import. So import java.time, everything that is in time. Java import. Okay, fine. Let's see. Clear. Okay, my ticket set seat number. My ticket set seat number not find. Seat number not find this method. Let's see from here. Ticket class set seat number. Set seat number, set seat class. Okay, I see. We didn't define from here. So set seat number. Set flight detail, set seat number here, and set class also. Seat class also, since we copy and paste when we were doing it. So fine, I think everything is perfect now. So I save this. Oh, sorry, we can save. We need to enter sudo gedit ticket.java. Okay, so here set seat class, set seat number. Okay, I think is fine. Then we come back here. Let's clear. Let's compile our Oracle. Okay, well, so let's try to run our application. Java. Nothing will be print because inside we didn't put anything to print. So let's edit our Java main class. So here we didn't put anything. The only one thing that I will put here will be the print ticket. If I put system.out.println and I say hello world, this will be the only one thing that will be printed because it's the only code to print on the screen. All these are logic. So I close this and you'll see. Clear. Fine, we need to compile first. Compile and run. Okay, hello world. So we don't want to print hello world, we want to print our ticket. So if you remember, there is method in my class that can print my ticket. So ticket here dot print ticket, just like this. I think you can see this method here. So print ticket will print all the information about the flight, the class name. You see class name, economic, and all this stuff. So instead of putting economic directly here, let's try to get the class. I think somewhere here I use it. Get class, get class. Okay, I'll remove this one and I'll just say this dot get seat class. Okay, I expect it to come in uppercase, no problem. So fine, get this flight detail. This is this ticket, so from this ticket we print it. The seat number also, the seat class from this get seat class also we print it. So this will be the information printed. Okay, I forget again to change from that side. Here we cannot do it, so I will close without saving. I come here, so I close this one and I'll come to edit my ticket class. Okay, then the only one change here, not the arts coding, so we'll put the dynamic coding here to print the plus and this. I think is correct now. Okay, clear. Then we will compile directly the Oracle Java. Okay, fine. And right now we'll try to run. So this is the blessing of Java. So here you can see the ticket information. So class business name Yannick Stefan Eri, dates as we put in our class here. The date as we put in our class is 2017 9 the 20th, and here you have the timing for the boarding, India, Bangalore, destination. Okay, this I think this crossed the border, so I'll change a bit inside just now. Let's come back to edit this. To edit this Oracle, I'll change so that will be easy. We'll remove Ivory Coast, we'll just put Abidjan. Okay, and there will be Abidjan only. Fine. So close, compile, and execute. Fine. Then you have Abidjan here and destination. Okay, this I want to push it there, so Abidjan here, I want to push it a bit, so let's go edit, not from here, from the ticket class, from the print ticket methods, destination. Okay, flight destination, only one T, don't want that. Let's try to push it a bit again, T, and fine. So let's see like this how it will look. We compile, we run. Okay, then Abidjan is here and Abidjan also is here. Fine. So this is perfect. So Mentorat system, print the ticket. So the class is business class and all the detail is there. Fine. So this was a bit introduction of Java. I try to explain as I can, but we can go in deep in every single thing there. So let's come back. Here is our course, Oracle Certified International Java Programmer 1 and Programmer 2. So you have the associate certification and you have the professional certification. Okay, for all the students, they still have time to complete the bachelor degree or the master degree, or in some institute, most of you. Okay, you can come. Together we'll go. The amount is just that. Together we'll work and you'll have a break. So in 5 months, you can just go in that pricing. And for those students or professionals who want to go on the fast track, they already have some information and they already practice the Java. You come, we'll train you to be ready to pass the online certification exam. So this is the price, exclude the voucher. One point I want to add, we don't give any certification from Mentorat. What we do, we can purchase the certification voucher, the exam voucher for you, and then we register you from person view. Then we should schedule exam for you in one center, and you need to go there and to pass the exam, clear it, and you'll get the result later. So this is all that we give to you here. And if you just want the voucher, you have also the possibility, without any cost, we can provide you the voucher and you need to pay for that. Thank you to follow us. Enjoy.